Someone give me that. Welcome back to the PGA Show. I'm your Golf Channel Academy lead coach, Rob Strano. And once again, where in the world is Rob? We are at the PGA Show in Orlando. I'm at the Blast booth right now. Blast, what is that? It's a training aid that goes on the end of your club. It feeds you data about your putting stroke or your full swing. So right now, we are live on Facebook, and over here, we are live on Twitter Periscope. We're going to talk about putting and have some fun here today, helping you with your putting. I'm going to help you 4 different ways to putt better. So if you have any questions while you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter, drop those questions in, and we'll get to answering some of them as we go along. You got me for a half an hour here, so we're going to have some fun talking about putting on Where in the World is Rob at the PGA Show. Now, Blast gives you a bunch of data about your putting stroke, all kinds of information. It's going to come up on the screen here behind me, hopefully, and we'll talk about some of that. Now, the guy that was right here before me presenting, none other than the Brad Faxon. And he talked about some great things in putting and shared all kinds of knowledge from his experience on tour. I'm going to piggyback on him, but guess what? My putting stroke is a copy of his. I consider Brad to be in the blueprint of putting well. So what Brad just kind of talked about here, I'm going to kind of roll right along with as I talk about putting. One thing Brad was saying was he sees a lot of putting strokes in pro-ams that go back too slow, and the player comes down and hits the putt too hard. So I'll take one that's too slow here, and we'll see if it comes up on the screen. So some of your amateur strokes look like you go back too slow, have a little hit coming through. Okay, so we didn't get any data on that one. But you see strokes that go back too slow, and then they have hit in them as they come through. One thing we talk about in teaching putting is we talk about turning it loose. If I let the putter swing of its own weight, it's going to swing at this speed right here. Okay? So we want a putter that when we swing it, we turn it loose. We're not trying to go back too slow and have hit coming through. So I'm going to hit a couple here. I'm going to show you wrong and right. So once again, the stroke that goes back too slow looks like this. And the player has to hit or jump it as it comes through. They can't control their speed. So one thing we preach, once again going to those 3 words, we preach turn it loose. Let the putter swing through, back and forth, just like a pendulum. So let it swing again, it'll look like that. It's what Brad Faxon does, it's what Rob Strano does, it's what the guy, Constantine J. Haas does, Tiger Woods, all great putters do that. So it'll look like this when you get it correctly. Back and through. Now we got some data on that one. So 0.5 going back, 0.3 coming through. I was a little quick going back. I want these numbers to be 0.6 and 0.3 for a ratio of 2.0 to 1. Let's see if I can dial one in here for you. See what we got on that one. 5.232. So I'm a little close. I'm literally doing what I'm telling you to do. I'm turning it loose. So let me take the slow one again, not on our data screen. Here's what too slow looks like. So that's too slow back and too quick through. Doesn't want to read that one. We'll try one more time. See what we got on that one. 8.738. That's what we see out of your normal players when they putt. They're way too slow going back, and they come through too fast. My ratio is way too big, total stroke is way too low. So we're looking at big tempo once again, 0.6, 0.3, try to let it swing and sit down on that one. I'm dialed in that 5.4 range right now. So let's talk about how do we try to find that 0.6 number. So what I've set down here on the green, and you can get these either at the show or you can get them by ordering them online, is I have a product called T-Cloth. And then what it does is it stretches a line across the green. So I'm going to get back here. So you know I've been about 5.4. I'm trying to find 0.6. So let me try to take a stroke here that's a little quick. So 4.526. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my screen. So you can lay out small string, you can lay out a piece of string. Whatever you want to do, you want to have a spot to putt to. So I'm going to try to putt to the string. I'm going to try to make that quick stroke. So there's one that's a little on the quick side, 4-1-2-6. Now I'm going to try to go on the high side of this. I'm going to try to go a little bit too slow. Go to the string. Down on that one. 6-4-3-4, so I'm pretty close to 6-0. It wasn't quick, it wasn't too slow. So now I'm going to try to find that 6-0-3. I'm using my string. So we got there. So 5-0-3-2. So when you're practicing, you want to use blast, put down something to putt to, and learn to try to practice moving the putter at the speed that comes up on your data. So when you use blast, what you do is you use your smartphone and have your smartphone laying there, and you can see the data come up right away. So it's a great product for getting instant feedback. Now, one thing that's interesting about trying to find the stroke and the tempo is, as we look at putting, we're trying to figure out how far do I take the putter back to go a certain distance. Now I've got a typical answer-looking putter here right now. And the interesting thing is, it's not real thick. But if you get a putter right now, say a Spider from TaylorMade or a 2-ball, those putters aren't that narrow. They're about that thick right there. So when you hit a putt with those putters, what do your eyes gravitate to? Your eyes gravitate to the back of the putter. So I take that back, and it's that big. That looks like it went a long way as it went back. If I take it and turn it that way, like some putters are really big, when I take that putter back, my eyes are focused on that as I look down. That looks like it went a long way. As I look down at my feet, that putter looks like it moved back here. But you know what? The front end only moved that far. So that's where you get a short, jabby stroke. When you putt, you want to focus on where the leading edge is moving, not look at the deep end of the putter. So one thing you've got to focus on as you learn to work on your putting is if you have the big putter. Let me see a show of hands here. Who's got a putter that's deep like that? Anybody? Anybody have a deep putter? Everybody come blades? This? Yeah,
she's got a deep one.
Yeah, I know she's got one that's big and deep. She's got to focus on where the front edge is moving, not the back edge. So very key. So as you guys are walking around testing putters, you go over to TaylorMade or Bing or anywhere, you pick up one like that. Make sure you're focusing on the leading edge as you hit a putt. That's very important. Don't focus on the back edge, the stroke side, because it'll upset the tempo of your stroke. So if I imagine that I've got a big putter that's that deep, I'm focusing on that, my stroke will end up looking like this. Because I don't have enough backswing to make the putter go forward far enough to move that far. So you can see I had a 3-1 backstroke. So every now and then I get players at the academy that have too short a backswing. I call them short and choppy. You want to find that 0.6, 0.3 rhythm, which makes it big and smooth. So once again, you picture the pendulum moving, it moves like that. All you're trying to do is have the same backstroke and forward stroke numbers at 0.6, 0.3, and then you make the putt go farther. What do? Just take it back farther. That's all you do. You're trying to groove the same speed. So 6 and 3 is what we see a lot of players on the tour have that they have out there. Now, one of the other errors we see when we coach putting at the academy is we see a lot of putting strokes get to the ball and they just kind of fan the ball. They get to the ball and the putter kind of stops in the ball. One of the drills we do, and I kind of had to work around it here at the PGA Show, is I can't put tees in the ground, so I had to kind of improvise. So what I've got are 2D batteries. Now, I'm not recommending taking 2D batteries out on the golf course. You can just use golf tees. But find yourself quitting at the time. Find your number is good going back, but your downswing is maybe 0.5 because you're too slow coming forward. What you want to do is put 2 tees in the ground, or here I'm going to use 2D batteries.
I've been down in Florida for like 2 months, so I never really...
I'm going to put the ball so the front edge of the ball lines up with the back edge of the batteries. Now on my stroke, I'm going to take a stroke and just knock the batteries over. I'm not going to blast the batteries and move to here. I'm going to take a stroke and just make them fall over. And that'll keep me accelerating through the putt. It'll look like this. 5-3, I hit the 3-1 coming through. So it keeps me accelerating through. If you quit, like you saw in the one, I saw it was 27 or whatever it was. It was way too slow. So it would look like that. You put the batteries down, your tees on the ground. And you're going to find you can continue to move the putter through and accelerate. It looks like this. So see, I just knocked him over. I didn't hit him too hard. Right on the 3-0 on the fourth stroke. Absolutely perfect. So Blast is a great training aid because it gives you instant data on what you're doing on the green. So when you're out there practicing, you're not just randomly hitting putts, you're practicing with a purpose, which is what we preach to a lot of players. We tell them, look, you can go out there and have some serious practice time, or you can go out there and just kind of jack around the putting green, hitting putts going on, working on something. No, this is a legitimate way to work and get some feedback on what you're doing. So in doing that same drill, if I did it wrong, I'd hit the batteries too hard. So if I hit it too hard and it didn't register until I hit the batteries, and it, I had a different breaking ball to the variance was too close. But you can see how far I hit the batteries. Remember, you just want to top them over like dominoes. And you'll find that your numbers, also the four-stroke, come out to be kind of 0.3. Now,
I'm glad you're doing well then.
it's good. We're talking about a pendulum stroke.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's good.
The question is, how do you guys train that at your club when you're on your own? It's a beautiful evening. There's no one there. My favorite thing growing up at St. Clair Country Club in Belleville, Illinois, was being out there in the evening with no one else at the putting green, working on the game. It's the best time to practice golf. So how do you guys do that when there's no one there to help you, your coaches are there, and you've got your Blast? Okay, real simple way to smooth out your stroke. Just grab a couple of quarters and put them in the back of your putter. So stack them in the back of your putter. If your stroke stays smooth, you won't throw the quarters on the back of your putter. If you go back too fast, what's going to happen? We're going to throw them out. If I change directions too fast, I'm going to throw them out.
That's where you need that big mallet.
Or
So that there's a lot of room for your quarters.
exactly, either the big mallet,
They can change.
exactly, or super glue. Super glue be cheating. We don't want to super glue and cheat it. So let's put the quarters back in here. Put the quarters in. And take a smooth stroke. .6837. So I was a little too much smooth, too much on the cautious side of what I was doing. So I've got to go back to my thought of turn it loose a little bit and keep the quarters in the back. So let's turn it loose a little bit and keep the quarters in the back. Oh, let's see what we got here. 5-2-3-0. So pretty close. But I got quick in transitions. I was too quick going back. That's why I lost the quarters. So that's a great drill for you guys to practice to keep it smooth as we go back and through. Now we're on Facebook Live. We're streaming on Periscope on Twitter. Have we got any questions from anybody watching out there on Periscope and Twitter? How about you guys here? How about questions about putting as it relates to that?
So if the speed of the green is faster, do you shorten your stroke or do you slow it down?
You want to keep your rhythm and shorten the stroke. I call it controlling the tap. I want to control the tap.
So you shorten your stroke.
I want to keep my rhythm the same. Exactly. I'm not trying to add
your tempo. You can talk about the rhythm. You want to keep your tempo the same.
Tempo same. 2-1, 6.3. And so we've tested. So I asked Michael Bentley from the last day's question. This is a good one. Sunday, we're on the back of the green on 16 at Augusta. You hit up that back shelf putting downhill. Is it still 0.6, 0.3? He said, absolutely. It's just size difference. And when you mess around with blast on the green, you find that information is absolutely true. I've messed around. Our greens at the Academy run about 11 or 12, and I found that absolutely on a downhiller, that's like a 15 down the hill, breaking hard. Well, I tell you what, I keep it smooth, I keep it 0.6, 0.3, and control the sizing. I can roll it down there at the same speed all day. Great question, Larry.
Have you ever heard of an algorithm? The guy taught me a number of years ago about 1 inch for every 10 feet of putt on about 11 or 12.
There is a formula. I'm an aim-point instructor, and on our aim-point conference yesterday, we had a big graph, not big graph, a big chart with that information about how far you went back on this stem at 2 to 1, the ball would roll this far. Absolutely. And we train that in aim point with, we'd take T-cloth and we'd do it this way. So if I'm putting, if the green goes that way, okay, I would then run my strings here, I'd run 3 strings here, that'd be 10, 20, 30 feet on the tip of the green. And then I'd have the balls lined up, and I have the balls on this line, and I'd go to there, trying, using the blast sensor, to confirm my tempo is correct, confirming my stroke size, and that's how you get a good gauge of how hard to hit it every time, and how big the stroke has to be. And once again, like I mentioned, if your putter's a big deep putter, we'll use Max's face here, okay? If I got a big deep putter, what am I looking at? If I take this putter back, I'm looking at the back edge. Brad's not going to move very far. So that logo, the image of Brad Faxon's not going very far. It looks like it's going far in my peripheral vision, but the front edge isn't going anywhere. I've got to feel like that back edge is traveling a lot. When you look at it down there, that right there is outside my foot, but the front edge has only gone that far. But the back edge is way out there. So my eyes are tricking me because I've got a big putter. I think, oh, I'm taking it back real far. I see it every single time I do a putting lesson where somebody has a big putter. They never get it back far. Now you take them, what's even worse is you get them out to 40 or 50 feet, they're taking it back this far. Because to them, it looks like that again. And then they're really pummeling it going through, and they have 0 speed control. They're knocking it 10 by, or they're leaving it 10 short. And I gotta tell them, look, turn it loose, give me some depth to the stroke. And when they do that, and they maintain good numbers here, they start hitting those lag putts down there every single time. They just roll right up the hole all the time. So, Leonard, that's a great question.
That string idea is a good one. 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet.
Exactly. And look, you don't have to have the chart to know how to do that. Okay?
Just go to aim point and compress.
No. I mean, I can do that, but no. All you got to do is put your string down, line your balls up, right? So we got 10, 20, 30, okay? You've got blast on here. Take a stroke. Here's my iPhone laying right here. Sorry to anybody else that doesn't. I use an iPhone out there. I'm an iPhone user. So my iPhone's laying right there. I got my first string right here. So I take my backstroke, I go through. Was it 0.6, 0.3? Yes. Did the ball roll to the hole? Yes. That string's perfect for 10 feet. Now I'm going to put my second string down. I'm going to say, I'm going to put it the width of a putter behind that one. I go to the next ball. Boom. Was it 0.6, 0.3 on my phone? Yes. Where'd the ball go? Oh, it went a little too far by. Move the string up. Test it again. 0.6, 0.3. Did a ball 20. Bang. I got the size here. Third string for 30. See where I'm going? Now you send up. You don't need to know, like you said, the algorithms or the math. You can set it up yourself and blast it and give you the data you need to know 0.6, 0.3 stuff.
Is there a time when you didn't cut it off the toe? Severely down the line?
Never. I'm a little different in that I grew up with putting green in my backyard. So from age 6, putting to me is like walking. I had a putting green. I know how to putt off, from age 6 on. I've always been a really, really good putter. That's kind of what sustained me. I played for 15 years professionally. It sustained me for 15 years. My ball striking was going this way. So having a putting around back, I got to experiment with stuff on downhill putts, and I always loved downhill slick putts because I knew I could control the tap. Like I said earlier, I knew if I wanted to go downhill, I could go there and move the ball. I could make it turn over if I needed to. I wanted that first roll of the ball to always be going where I wanted it to go. I never wanted to hit it off the toe and have the ball come off like that. Now it's offline. I want to come off, I say it this way, it's not real. I want to come off hot where I want it to go. I don't want to come off wobbling and soft. Because my goal is, I'm making this putt. Too many players in putting worry about the next one before this one. I got Bob Winter standing here. He's one of the top mental guys in the game. Okay? He knows the mental side of golf. Okay? They're worried about that one. Worried about this one first. Worried about that one when there is a that one. So when I had a slick downhiller, I was trying to make the slick downhiller. If I missed it, then I worried about the other one. I love fast downhill putts. I mean, meat and potatoes to me. Hit it out in the middle of the face, roll it down.
I usually told her because I thought it was easier to keep the speed slow. It wasn't running it by the wall.
Gotcha.
That's the only reason I did it.
Gotcha. But now you know a little different knowledge about 0.6, 0.3. Control the size of your stroke. You're taking the hit out of it. And you got it. So, you have a lot of players, they get those downhillers and it looks like that. That's a runaway every time. Or they're afraid of it and they'll go like that. And it comes off wobbling and weak. It doesn't have a chance. So, yeah. What I tell players is be confident, control the tap, and you'll be able to control the speed down there. But it's all the mindset of, I believe I'm going to make it. Not, I'm going to play for, hopefully, slide down there from there. Great question. Any other questions, Michael? You got a question? No? How about you, Diane? No questions? Nothing about putting?
We haven't seen you in 31 years.
31 years.
At Scott Air Force Base. We hit balls all the time out
That's
there.
That's right. I remember now. Good to see you again.
How are you?
Good to see you.
I sent you a tweet.
That's right. Scott Monroe. What's your
question? Will this affect if it's a face balance putter or a toe weighted putter?
Great question. Now, I'm a little different in this regard, in that I believe that the metrics of the putting stroke are such that we can overcome a lot of what is built into a putter. So there was a putter here a couple years ago. The guy said you can't leave it open. I went, what do you mean you can't leave it open? There you go.
Right.
I can leave it open. I can close. I can do whatever because it's a slower action. So I'm a little different in that regard. There's merit in all that stuff that can minimize the torque on the face. But if you have a really bad stroke, man, you can get this thing winging all over the place. We see it all the time in instruction. So absolutely. But with what we're talking about here, the data it's collecting, we're teaching face control, path control, and now we're teaching how to control the implement and move at the right rate. Now all the technology they're building in begins to work for us. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. How are we doing on time? I'm past my time here. Bernie Nager's coming up, I think, right after me. Tom Pernice will be here today. Out on Twitter, out on Facebook Live. Thanks for watching. Where in the world is Rob? It's the Golf Channel Academy right here. We're at the PGA Show in Orlando. Thanks for hanging out with us. Come on back on Facebook Live because I'm going to be running into people all over, having fun here at the PGA Show. Who knows where I'll be next? Thanks for watching.